Hey, everybody, this is Solandia Hammond, affectionately known as Sue Ham, baby, and I'm excited that you guys are here on the conference call with me again on another Wednesday for the Business Motivation and Empowerment Call. You know, you guys could have been anywhere in the world, but you decided to be here with me today, and I am ecstatic, man. You know, they call it Wild and Out Wednesday, but the truth is Wednesday, it's another day. We are alive and well. So, guys, want to get some housekeeping out of the way. Want to let you know that this call happens every Wednesday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. So please definitely tune in. If you miss the call, you can always catch the call on my blog site, which is SueHam.com, SueHam.com. All right. Also want to let you guys know about the Sue Ham School of Success. We are so excited about that. We opened the school August 12th of this year. It's an online school, and we are just so excited because we're helping so many people get their businesses off the ground and actually make some things pop. So it helps you to create your own T-shirt store, to launch your own products, to learn social media marketing, video marketing, also mindset training, which is so important. I tell people it doesn't matter that you have the tips and the strategies. If you do not have the mindset training, it will not work. So you definitely got to have that going. But and then, guys, also my business partner and I, Terry Clay, we are doing a 5-day mastermind in Miramar Beach, Florida. So if you've ever thought about writing a book, right, if you're a motivational speaker, if you want to get on TV and radio, if you want to get paid for speaking, you definitely want to be at this 5-day business explosion mastermind in Miramar Beach, Florida. Now, what's happening is we're going to get together in a private exclusive location in a mansion for 5 days with our own private chef, with our own private access to the beach, and we're actually going to allow you to spend time with us to help you get the tips and strategies and the mindset training you need to take your business to a new level. So we're extremely excited about that. If you guys want more information on the mastermind, head over to businessexplosion.net. businessexplosion.net, and you're going to find out all the great information about that Business Explosion Mastermind. Now, guys, we are about to get into the call today. I'm getting an email that's saying that my guest is on the line, that he is on hold. I don't see him. I wish he was here because I know he's got some really great stuff to share on the line. Maybe I don't know, maybe he's on a different line, but I'm going to send his assistant another text and tell her to get on our line, because I know a lot of you guys are here today because you want to hear all about determination. So we're going to see what's going to go on, okay? But just want to share with you guys some great things. Want to say determination is very important in your life. Now, let me tell you why it's important. Many of you who may not know me, I just want to tell you briefly my story. I come from King Street, South Carolina, right, a really poor area, and but I've always had determination. I've always had big dreams. I wanted to excel, right? I wanted to be on big stages across the world, and I see. Looks like And looks like the pastor is in. I don't know, we may have lost him, but I'm waiting on him to come back in. But I wanted to excel, be on stages all across the world. But being from a small place, a lot of times people were like, oh, that's never going to happen. You know, you're never going to make it in entertainment. So, guys, I opted to go into the military, which was the United States Marine Corps. I did almost 9 years in the Marine Corps. But the thing about it is, I still wanted to act. I still wanted to be on stages, regardless of what people said, even though I allowed what they thought of me to run me off into the Marine Corps. But here's the thing. When I got out, I had determination that I wanted to succeed. I had determination that I wanted to finally live the dreams that God had put in me. And so I went on, and, you know, first let me say this, before the story ends happily ever after, there were some trials and tribulations in the story. And Pastor Bino, are you on the line now?
I am.
Awesome. So we're going to bring you in a second. But, there were some trials and tribulations before I got to the happily ever after in my story. I actually went through a divorce, went through suicidal thoughts, depression, repossessions, foreclosures, and hated my job. And it was at that time that I was determined. I was like, my life is at the bottom, And it's sad that for many of us, we really don't start to have a determination to live our purpose until we are actually at the bottom. But it was then I decided, you know what, I am going to go for mine. I'm going to go for my dreams. I'm not going to go for broke. I am going to go for riches and wealth, meaning I'm going to go for wealth in my health, in my finances, in my love life, in everything. And guys, today I am a published author, radio host, online course creator, coach, trainer, happy mom, and I'm just excited about my life. And it all started with determination, taking the first step and not quitting, which leads me to our guest. We got him on the line finally. Yay!
I do apologize. I don't know what was going on with my phone. I was on the line. I could hear you, but I couldn't say anything.
No worries. They say technology can be the gift and the curse, but for me, it has been the gift much more so than the curse. So I'll take the good with the bad any day.
Me too.
Absolutely. Guys, I want to introduce to you our guest for today, the anointed, bold, God-centered, visionary, entrepreneur, and determined Pastor Bino. Did I pronounce that right?
You sure did.
Awesome. He is the senior pastor of the Tabernacle of Praise, better known as the TOP Church in Randolph, Massachusetts. You're in the New England area. That's awesome. He's a man of humble beginnings. He and his lovely wife, Stella, now leads one of Randolph's fastest-growing congregations in only 6 years. Wow. Now, I know that takes determination. So from the heart of Pastor Bino comes the short read, created and purpose to inspire you to successfully navigate your life book that he has written. And the name of that book is Determination. Nothing and nobody can stop me. I love this because I often say this, Pastor Bino, that the only person who can stop your success is you.
Right.
Now, what I want to do, I want to give you a couple minutes because I know I didn't do you justice with your bio and telling people who you are. I want to give you a couple of minutes to tell people who you are, where you came from, where you're at, and where you're going.
Okay, thank you. First, I want to thank you for just allowing me to be on your show. Again, like I said, I'm Pastor Montero Bino. I started out my life in the inner city of Roxbury, Massachusetts, from a single-parent home. And I watched my mother do all she could do to keep us afloat, not really realizing that we were really poor because I think everybody in my neighborhood had the same means that we had. But in my mind, I always wanted better. For some reason, I just always wanted better in my life, wanted the finer things in life. And so I always been a determined person, but my determination sometimes got me in wrong avenues, should I say. My determination, because I was broke, busted, and disgusted, and then didn't have any money, so I took on those means of where I came from, the streets. And I started out hustling and was determined to be the best hustler that I could be. And in doing so, it cost me 8 years of my life. I ended up spending 8 years of my beginning of my life in Walpole State Penitentiary. There, I got my life pretty much on track, and I made a determination there. Again, made a determination that if they ever let me out of prison, I would never come back. And in the meantime, I got given my life to the Lord, and the Lord began to deal with me and show me my life and show me my purpose, because at one point I did not know why I was here. And so when the Lord began to reveal to me that he's called me to a higher purpose, I began to seek that thing out even while I was yet in prison. And upon my release, I told myself, I don't care what it takes, I'm not coming back here. And so I made the determination that no matter how broke I got, I wasn't going to hustle, I wasn't going to steal, and I wasn't going to rob nobody. And then from there, God just began to elevate my life and connect me with the right people. He connected me with my wife, who was a saved woman, and a real saved woman, and she helped to guide me through being saved on the outside versus being saved on the inside, because it is different, because your temptations are not limited when you're in prison. But when I came home, the temptations were real. And so I came home and joined the church and started growing in the church, and the Lord started to manifest the things, move me in the direction that He had showed me while I was in prison. That was towards preaching the gospel of Jesus Christ. And so I started to just look at my life and say, okay, what made me different than everybody else? And so I said, you know what it is? I think it's my determination that I won't take no for an answer, and quitting has never been an option for me.
Wow. I got to tell you, oh, man, I just learned so much about you just from that introduction. You said you did 8 years in the penitentiary. Is that correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Well, I worked at a federal prison, for, I don't know, about 6-7 years. And I have to tell you, even though I was an employee there, I felt like I was in prison because mentally I didn't want to be there. I wanted to, live my purpose. Now, something you said that really, really struck a nerve with me that I thought was really fascinating. You said that you were determined, and at that time your determination was focused on negative things. I think that's so important to discuss, that we need to channel where our determination goes, whether it's on positive things like fulfilling our life's purpose, or whether it's on negative things like hustling and selling drugs and stealing, because at the end of the day, the same energy, and let me know if you agree, the same energy that it takes to do wrong is the same energy that it takes to do right.
Absolutely. It was the very same thing I'm doing today is the same thing I was doing when I was 17 and 16. It was just I would wake up in pursuit of what I was going after. One of the things that I say, that a determined person doesn't plan the day they wake up, the morning they wake up, they plan the night before, because the moment they put their feet to the ground, they want to stop running. And so what I did always throughout my whole entire life is I've always planned, because they always told me that a person that doesn't plan plans to fail, and I just never wanted to fail. So my again, going back to my youth, my determination really drove me, if you could say, the Bible says that all things work together for the good. I believe that even my going to prison was part of the process for me becoming who I ultimately am today.
Ooh, great. Now you just said something again that struck my nerve. Listen, you got to cut this out. It's too early in the morning for this. You said that a determined person plans the night before. I try to tell people that all the time. Write your goals out at night. Say what they are. Say what you want to do. When you get up in the morning, rewrite your goals. Refocus yourself. And it's funny because when I was in the Marine Corps, we were taught that prior planning prevents piss-poor performance. So, and it is so true. It is so true. So tell me, let me ask you something, Pastor Bino. Do you think that determination is a quality that dwells inside, or is it something that can be learned?
I think for the most part, it's a quality that's already inside of us. I just believe that some people never tap into their determination. One of the things I always tell people is when you allow quitting to be an option, it will become an option. So one of the things you got to do is you got to take quitting out of the equation so that you can never respond to quitting. I tell my congregation all the time that me and my wife, when we got married, that divorce was not an option. So no matter how much you don't like me this season, we can never go to the place of divorce, because divorce is never on the table. See, when we allow options to be there, and most of us have options, we put options on the table for certain things. I'll deal with this, but I won't deal with that. When you put those options like quitting on the table, then you leave the reserve or that space to be there for you to quit. So when we first started our church, we started out in the beginning of our church with I think it was like 5 adults and 7 children. And when we started, I could have just waited to see if people came, but something inside me said, you have to do something. The Bible says faith without works is dead. I say faith without determination is dead, because you can have faith, but if you don't have the determination to go with your faith, you're not going to achieve anything, because people who have faith seemingly don't always get what they're supposed to have.
Man, a lot of good nuggets. Love it, love it, love it. So it's something that is inside of us, but a lot of us do not tap into it. Just like we come here already pre-built and pre-wired with everything we need to accomplish our purpose. And really and truly, I think, and this is my belief, I think that we know our purpose, but somehow or another we may have forgotten it. And so it's kind of determination, and it's kind of like the will to win. We have everything inside, but like you said, sometimes we may have forgotten or you may not realize it because a lot of times we allow fear to cripple us. Now,
exactly.
Going into that, tell me something. Because a lot of us don't realize what we have, and you know the saying, you don't realize what you have until it's gone. But because a lot of us don't realize what we have, can you tell my listeners right now today, what are some successful traits, what are some good traits for a successful entrepreneur so that they can kind of try to assess themselves and identify and see if they line up with the traits of a successful entrepreneur?
Well, one of the things I always look at as far as first trait is you have to show initiative. One of the things that if you're going to be successful in life, in anything, in marriage, in family, in business, and your ministry, if it's a ministry, you have to show initiative. You have to get up and you have to go. You have to get up and you have to do something. You can't just wait for people to make things happen for you. So the first thing you got to do is you got to show initiative. The second thing you got to do, and this in my opinion, is you got to always be willing to learn. One of the things I've always learned is I got to know how to, if I stop learning, then I'm going to start dying. Even when I go to the negative side of my whole life, that when I was in the streets, I learned how to be a better hustler by watching and learning from other people. When I get saved and I learned how to be a preacher, it was based off of me learning by watching, observing, and learning. So one of the things that we have to learn how to do is always be willing to learn. And I always say this: if you're the smartest person in the room, then your business, your life is going to be shadowed by your lack of the people that can stretch you.
Gotcha.
So always be willing to learn. And I always say this: I always surround myself with people that are smarter than me, because I know I need people to help push me and pull me. Because if everybody's looking for you to answers, then when they don't have answers, and neither do you, where do you go? And then here's another thing that people don't want to do is they have to have a willingness to make mistakes. There are going to be times when you make mistakes in your road to getting there. And in those making those mistakes, it helps to build your character. It helps because when you get there, you want to be able to stay there. And most of the times, the mistakes help build our character so that when we get to the place where we're ultimately supposed to be, our character does not destroy our purpose and our destiny. And like I said earlier, quitting is just not an option. If anybody wants to be successful in life, period, you have got to remove the option of quitting, because it just can't be a part of your vocabulary. I say it all the time, and I say it jokingly, but if you ever get in a fight with me, you're going to be in for a long day. You need to bring lunch and dinner, because I'm not giving up.
I love that. People really don't understand. It is really simple to win. The only thing that's required is to start and not quit until you win. I didn't say it was going to be easy, but the process is simple. Start, don't quit until you win. It's simple as that.
Exactly. And I don't want to be too, but I'm a pastor, so I got to do it. The Bible said that God is the Alpha and the Omega. He's the beginning and the end. But He also has the script from the beginning, in the middle. And see why He does not show us the middle is because He knows if we see the middle before we get to the middle, we'll quit before we even get started. So He only shows you where you are and where you're going.
And that is so deep, because I'm telling you, if I had known that on the other side of, I'll just put it to you like this. If I had known that I would have had to go through the valleys that I went through, like you said, I don't think I would have been up for the challenge, because I felt like I was about to be out of this one. I tell you, I was going to just throw my hands up and just quit. But I'm so glad that I did not quit. I had the determination that you so eloquently speak of. Now, we've learned the traits of what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur, which is taking initiative, being a lifelong learner, student, surrounding yourself with a good group of people that are going to catapult you to the next level, being in acceptance, being able to receive that failure is a good thing, because in every failing opportunity, as long as you fail forward, you get to learn from it. And of course, and I resonate with this, don't quit, because I wrote a book myself that says don't quit, follow your dreams to success. So we've learned the successful traits of an entrepreneur. Now, what do you think causes some entrepreneurs to fail?
I believe that most people fail not because of their lack of resources or education or opportunity. I'm going to go back to my book, because I'm pushing my book, because I believe in it so wholeheartedly, is that they lack determination.
Mm.
It's not because you don't have money. It's not because you don't have the people around you. It's just because you have lacked the determination to see it through. You allow one no to stop you. I always use this analogy. Jay-Z, who's one of the greatest rappers in the world today, when he was first getting out there, he was receiving no's from everybody in the industry. Everybody was telling him no. Everybody was saying, no, you're not the one. But he said, okay, if you don't want to sign me, I'll sign myself, which started Rockefeller Music. And then, as we now see, he's one of the best MCs that are out there today. I can go on and on and on. Gabrielle Johnson, who won the Olympics. She was determined to win the Olympics. When she was a kid, she told herself that I'm going to win the Olympics. And despite all the injuries, even before the Olympic trials, she had injured herself, but her determination told her she can't quit. And when you get a one no, you just got to know there may be 50 no's behind it, but I'm looking for just one yes. All I need is one yes. So if people cannot get past the no's and wait for their one yes, it may come 1,000 no's behind it, but I'm waiting for one yes.
Oh, man. So basically, and what I'm getting from this is, you have to see yourself winning this thing. But it's not just enough to see yourself winning this thing. You have to be determined and go after this. And like your book says, determination. Nothing and nobody can stop me. And that's how you achieve the goal that you've set. Is that correct?
That's absolutely it. Because this is what I believe, that when God shows me, this is for me, when God shows me something and reveals me to me, you can't tell me that God didn't tell me, because I heard it from him myself. It's one thing for me to get it secondhand, but if I get it firsthand, if I get firsthand information from a person, from God, I can stand on his word. His word, the Bible says that he's not a man that he can lie. So if he shows me doing something, then I'm going to be able to stand on the fact, even though all the odds may look like this ain't going to come to pass, this is not going to be anything. But I know what I saw, I know what I heard, and God is not a man. He cannot lie. So if God said it, I'm just going to believe it. Now I got to work my end to do what I have to do to get where God wants me to ultimately be.
Pastor, you're giving me goosebumps over here. I'm telling you the truth, because I just align with what you are saying. It is so true. And so many people, that's where they fail to, commit themselves as taking the action. Yes, God said it. Yes, he said have faith. Yes, he showed it to you, but you've got to put in the work. The determination matches the work. If you're not happy with your results, take a look at your determination. Take a look at what you are doing. And then check your results, because your results should match the work. If you're not happy with where you are, guys, you have the ability to change that. It starts with determination. I'm so excited to be having Pastor Monterio Bino here, the senior pastor of the Tabernacle of Praise, on the Sue Helms call today. This is exciting, where we are talking about determination. Nothing and nobody can stop me, which is the name of his book. And he's just been dropping some great quality nuggets. I see people steadily popping on the call. Listen, you'll be able to get the replay of this call at SueHam.com, but we're going to keep it moving. Pastor, I want to know, what is the first step someone should take who wants to start a business? I get a lot of my audience are people who really want to start a business. Either they want to leave the corporate world, or they want to turn a hobby into a business and just work it part-time with the career that they currently have. So if you could please indulge our listening audience, just, let us know, what are some steps that one needs to take to start a business?
I think the first step in anything that we want to do is you have to write it down. You have to take it from your head and put it on paper. I learned something from a preacher a long time ago. If it hasn't been written, it hasn't been said. So a lot of times we have to make sure that we write what the Bible says, write the vision and make it plain.
Make it plain.
Make it simple. It's like a fifth grader can read it. Once you've made it so that anybody that reads it, once they read it, the Bible says then they'll run with it. See, if we make things too deep in our mind, that when we write it down, we can't really articulate what we're trying to do. So in anybody starting anything, I'd say first step is get it out of your head and put it on paper. Because if you ask most people who have a business plan or business idea, and you ask them, could you show me a business plan? They're going to tell you it's in my head. And the reason why they're going to say it's in their head is because they don't realize that it doesn't take a lot just to write down what you're thinking. Mm-hmm. Second thing you need to know if you're going to start a business, is your business, the plan or the business that you're trying to do, is it relevant? Is it relevant in these times? Why build a company that nobody wants or nobody needs? You have to make sure that your company is relevant for the times we're in. Most people who are starting businesses and their business are failing is because, two, they started a business that was going out of what's the word I'm looking for? Out of the season that we're in, when you need to change and evolve into what's going on now. You may have a great business plan, but you may need to evolve. It may make you evolve into a 21st century. I say it like this. Why do you have a tape ministry? And I've got to go back to the church. Why do people still sell tapes when nobody has tape recorders? We're living in an iPod generation. We can't even say a DVD generation or a CD generation. We're living in a download my stuff type generation. So you have to have the podcasters. You have to have the ability to download stuff, because people are not going in stores buying, for the most part, CDs. They're downloading these things. So if you have a business where you have not evolved into today, you're going to see your business start to diminish. So you got to make sure that your business, one, is on paper. Two, is it relevant for today's times?
Love it.
And then once you see, if you don't write it down, you may walk in front of the right person, because you're not looking for a bunch of people. You're looking for the one person. Everybody is one person away from a breakthrough. And if you get in front of that one person, you may blow your opportunity because you don't have it down. And so what I like to do is, every time God gives me something, an idea, I just start writing it down. It don't make sense to anybody but me. And so what I do is, because I give it to my wife, and she makes it sound better. Because sometimes the way I write, sometimes the way I talk. So I have to make sure that what I'm saying is being articulated in a way that people can see exactly what I'm talking about. So don't just demise, well, I don't know how to write it down. Just even if you have to write it with a crayon, put it on paper. Mm-hmm. You have to start with a business plan, and it has to be written down. It can't just be in your head.
I love that. Just on yesterday, I was trying to come up with a 3-minute speech. And I was sitting there and I was like, okay, God, send it to me, let it flow. Because I'm a firm believer that if you ask, you receive. And so I believe that, God will send down the file and all I got to do is upload it, right? But and I was like, okay, God, send it to me. And he was sending it to me, but I didn't have pencil and paper handy. And I was like, oh, my gosh. And I was sitting there, okay, he's sending it so fast, I couldn't memorize it. So I went and I got paper and pencil, and I was like, okay, God, I've forgotten what you sent me. I was like, send it to me again, but this time send it to me even better. And I got my pencil and paper, but because it was flowing so fast, when you're speaking of technology and keeping up with today's technology, I picked up my phone because it has a recording device on there. And I picked up my phone, and I just started speaking everything that he was populating into my thoughts, into my mind. And it ended up being 10 minutes worth of data. But see, with the technology now, I can take the data and I can transcribe it myself, or I can plug it into my computer and do a speech to text, and it automatically transcribe it. So I love that, write it down, guys. And if you don't have pencil and paper handy, or if it's flowing too fast, use the voice recorders on your phone, man. With technology and so many different avenues, there are no reasons as to why we cannot have a plan written down. And I love the fact that you said write it down. And I always mess this chapter of the Bible up, the book of the Bible, or the pronunciation, so correct me if I'm wrong. Habakkuk, yep. Habakkuk,
yep.
Habakkuk, thank you. Write the vision and make it plain. And it is so true, because I keep a diary, and I find that when I write things down, and I can go back to it, it's so clear, and it puts me back on track, because sometimes we get distracted by the different things that are in our lives. But if we have written the vision, right, Pastor, and it's made plain, it helps to get us right back on course to accomplishing the goals that we so desire.
Can I share something also real quick?
Absolutely.
A lot of times people look at the Bible and say, oh, I don't go to church, I'm not saved, I'm not a follower of God. Let me just say this to anybody that's listening, that God's book is a manual for our lives, whether you're saved, whether you go to church, whether you don't go to church. But if you read that Bible, God, I learned that God is he's not a respecter of persons, but he is a respecter of principles. And if you use the principles that he has put in this manual for our lives, I can guarantee you, and I'm going to say guarantee you, you will have success in your life, whether you're saved or not. There are so many people that live by the principles of the Word of God, but don't go to nobody's church, and you see their lives the much better. Now, of course, I'm a preacher. I want you to go to church. I want you to get saved. But if you're not in that space right now, and you're applying those principles that God has put in his Word to your life, you will see your business succeed. You will see your family flourish. You will see your marriage rekindled. You will see every area of life start to flourish because of you using the Word of God.
Pastor Bino, that is the absolute truth. I love self-help books, and all of the people that I follow, whether it's Napoleon Hill, whether it's Dennis Kimbrough, if it's Wayne Dwyer, or so many other different authors that I actually listen to, Earl Nightingale, it doesn't matter. They all follow biblical principles, and these people have been some of the most successful people in the world. And the people that they study and interview, because as we know, Napoleon Hill and Dr. Dennis Kimbrough, they've interviewed thousands of millionaires, and they've interviewed billionaires as well. And the principles are the same as from the Bible. So I'm so glad that you said that, because it's really, really true. I know you want people in church, but if you're not in church, the Bible is really your straight path to success. If you honor those principles, you are going to have the success that you desire. Moving into our last question, and then I want to open it up for some questions from some of the people that may be on the line. So I'm going to go ahead and open up the queue. And guys, if you have any questions, all you have to do is hit *6, and we're going to let you ask Pastor Bino any questions that you may have. But moving into our last question for you, Pastor, we've talked a whole lot about determination, right? And we understand it takes determination to make things pop. It took determination for you to become the best hustler on the street. It took determination for you to change your life and become a better person in the community, a better husband, a better businessman, to become an author, to be able to grow your church in Massachusetts to one of the fastest growing congregations. It took determination for you to just overall become a better human being. So with that being the case, I want to know, what is the heart of a determined person? In your opinion, can you speak on that for me? Pastor Bino, you still with me? Oh, man, I think we may have lost him, guys. I hope.
I'm still here.
Okay. So,
I'm
yes,
still here. Yep.
I
heard you. The first thing I would say is that you got to know what's important. Most of the time, we don't know what's really important and what's a priority. Because once you know what's important and you know what's a priority, then you start to protect them. As the heart of a determined person is we protect our priorities. I don't let anything get in front of my priorities. My priorities in business, my priorities in my family, my priorities in my church, those things I protect with my whole life. So once you know the heart of a determined person, one of the things is he knows what's important. I said it earlier. He plans his day. He does not just get up and haphazardly do, let me see what I could do today. No, he plans it the night before so that when the morning wakes up, he can stop running. He's able, a heart of a person is able to get back on track fast, or faster than the average person. Because once you've written your vision helps to give you restraint. It helps to keep you orderly. So once you write your vision out, then your vision helps to restrain you, to keep you focused on what you're supposed to be doing. So when you do get off track, you can always refer back to your vision and then get right back on track. One of the other things I like to say is they arm themselves with the right tools. A determined person has all the right tools. A carpenter does not come to work without a hammer. So if you're going to be a determined person, you have to have the right tools to help you accomplish what you're trying to accomplish. And then also the last one, and we said it earlier, is just be able to keep learning. Be ever learning. Be ever learning. That's why Jesus called the people that were following him not just followers but disciples, because disciples are learners. And once we grab the fact that I don't know everything and I have to learn this, then sky's the limit. Even with I started, me and my wife, we started a cleaning company. Had no clue what we were doing. I said, babe, we should start a little company and let's just get it going. She said, okay, what do you think? And I said, well, we're going to call it M&S Cleaning Services. We're going to target commercial cleaning commercial businesses, construction sites, residential. And she said, okay, write it out. We started writing it out. And because I started writing it out, I had one gentleman say to me, I'm going to help you get your stuff together. And we're already off getting contracts already, and it's just mind blowing to me that you can, if you make your plan and write your vision, the things that's inside you will come to pass. Will it be struggles? Absolutely. Will it come easy? Absolutely not. But if you have the determination and the heart of a determined person that I'm never going to quit and I'm never going to give up. The only time to quit is when you know you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing.
Wow. I love that. So quit doing the nonsense, the tomfoolery, and get to the business of making things happen. I love that. The only time to quit is when you're not doing what you're supposed to be doing. I've never heard it like that. I love that. Love that. So listen, Pastor Bino, tell everybody where they can get this exciting book, how they can connect with you on social media or website.
My website is www.monterobino, MONTERIAL. Last name is Bino, is one word, BYNOE.com. You can get it on my website, or you can go to Amazon.com. Keyword is my first and last name, or the word determination.
All right, guys. So no excuses. I want you right now to go and pick up 10 copies and give this book to somebody that needs determination so that they can turn their life around. Pastor Monterio Bino is living proof that you can serve time in the penitentiary, come out, and turn your life around, all based on determination. So go to Amazon, pick up the book, Determination, Nothing and Nobody Can Stop Me, or go to his website, Monterio Bino. That's MONTERIAL, Bino, BYNOE.com, and get this book. Are you on Facebook?
We are on Facebook. It is Montero Bino or the Tabernacle of Praise. You can go to either one of those Facebook pages and you can get us as well. One of the things you just said, I want to, in all honesty, if there's any mothers, grandmothers that are dealing with their children in prison and they're on their way out, they need to read this book. Yes. Because I'm telling you, if God did it for me, he can do it for them. And I say it like this. He's not a respecter person, but he is a respecter of principles. And there's some principles that's in this book that if you do them, you will see the same kind of results that I have.
You know, and I'm glad you said that because people have to understand that there's nothing hocus pocus about this, no magic about this. It's just simply honoring and obeying the principles. And you too, my friend, can indulge and enjoy the life of success that God wants all of us to have. You know, not just the top 3%, because we often hear that the top 3% of the population in the world enjoy happiness, wealth, and success. He wants that for all of us. The sad part is, the only reason why the top 3% get to enjoy that is because they're the only ones willing to do the work. They're the ones that are determined. My goal is to see, you know, more people get into that percentage because it is true. The rich are getting richer because they are doing what is required to do so. They are determined. So, guys, go out and get this book, man. Determination. Nothing and nobody can stop me. Do we have time to take a couple questions, Pastor Bino?
I do.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to take questions. Let's see.
I think when you take me off, it mutes me. So I don't know if that's going to help or not, but we'll see.
Okay. Well, I'll see if I can find a way to unmute this. I hope we can take questions. Just one moment. Okay, guys, hit *6 if you have a question. *6 if you have a question. Okay, well, I'm not sure if I can get it to work, but I'm going to unmute the line. So if somebody wants to come out, guys, if you have some background noises on your line, I'm going to ask you to mute yourself. So in order to take questions, I'm actually going to unmute the line, and we're going to take some questions. Let's see here. We'll ask you to state your name, where you're calling from, and either your question or your comment. Okay, if anybody has a question or a comment for Pastor Bino, come on out, state your name and where you're calling from. Any questions? Just hit *5, unmute yourself, and come on out. *5. Okay, Pastor Bino. You know, like we said, technology can be the gift and the curse, and it is just totally working against me this morning.
This is a back scratch.
But, Pastor Bino, any last words that you would like to say before we get you out of here? Guys, I apologize. We're having some technical difficulties here this morning. But, Pastor Bino, we're actually going to go ahead and end the call. Any last parting words that you would like to give to the listening audience this morning? Pastor Bino?
How does your knee feel?
Okay, I don't know what happened, guys.
I mean, I thought it was when I walked.
But I don't know what happened. I don't know if we actually lost Pastor Bino, but I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the call today, guys. Want to encourage you to please go and get his book, Determination, Nothing and Nobody Can Stop Me. You can pick that up on Amazon, or you can go to his website, Monterio Bino, MonterialBynoe.com, MonterioBino.com, and pick up that book. Listen, this is a book that I am wholeheartedly endorsing, guys, and I encourage you to go back and listen to this call over and over. Once this call is posted to the website, SueHam.com, please share this call so that people can be inspired and know what it takes to be a successful entrepreneur, to be successful in their relationships, to be successful in their life as a human being, because contrary to popular belief, God did not send us here to fail. We were all sent here to win. We are equipped to win, but many of us have forgotten what it takes. We've forgotten where we need to start. And so the way to get the blueprint to know how to start, I think, is to communicate with God, to become still, to know who you are, and to get the blueprint, get this book, find out what determination is all about, find out what it takes to get on the road of success and start your journey today. Is it going to be easy? No, no, no. Is it going to be worth it? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. And Pastor Bino would say so himself, and I definitely say so myself. So, guys, definitely go out and get this book. I highly endorse it, and connect with him on Facebook. Make sure you guys tune in next Wednesday at 9 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Make sure you head over to the website, SueHam.com. And for those of you that are in South Carolina or any neighboring states, I am asking you to join me for Social Media Takeover. That's right. We're doing a full-day class in Columbia, South Carolina, where we're going to teach you everything that you need to know to excel online with your business, regardless if you have a brick-and-mortar business or regardless if your business is online. Join us, and you can find out more information by heading to SueHam.com. Click on the tab that says Live Events. So head to SueHam.com, click on the tab that says Live Events, and you will learn all about the social media boot camp that we are having in Columbia, South Carolina on November 8th. So that's right around the corner. And if you are interested in the Business Explosion Mastermind with myself and Terry L. Clay, please find more information about that at businessexplosion.net. businessexplosion.net. And, guys, make sure you pick up my book, Don't Quit, Follow Your Dreams to Success. You can get that at SueHam.com. And check out the online school, SueHam School of Success, because we are definitely wanting to help take your business to the next level. Thank you guys so much. So many of you on the call today. You hung in there. I love you. The recording will be up shortly. Share the recording. Get Pastor Bino's book. Get it, get it, get it, get it, get it. I want you to be determined to win. I want you to take action to win. And then I want you to go and tell somebody else what it takes to win and encourage them so that we can all win, baby. My name is Solandia Hammond, a.k.a. Sue Ham Baby, and I'm encouraging you guys to live, love, learn, and laugh. Don't quit. Follow your dreams to success. I'll see you guys somewhere around the internet. Take care.